Chosen one, congratulations. It is finally done. But I need you to listen to me very closely, because I know exactly what your spirit is whispering right now. You are thinking, I have felt this relief before, and the pain came back. How do I know this is not just the calm before another storm? That fear you feel is valid, but it is lying to you. That is not a warning. That is a phantom echo of a war that is already over. You are suffering from spiritual survivor guilt. You have been fighting for so long that peace feels suspicious to you. But God led you here to hand you a divine eviction notice. The enemy that has been squatting in your life did not just leave for a vacation. His legal right to torment you has been permanently revoked. Imagine a heavy iron door slamming shut behind you and being welded tight by the fire of the Holy Spirit. You could not go back to that pain even if you wanted to. The cycle is not just paused, it is broken. It is legally finished, and what heaven has sealed, no hell can reopen. Right now, I want you to do something with me. You do not need to move your hands or change your position. Just use the eyes of your spirit. Visualize that for the last 7 years, you have been wearing a coat made of lead. It is heavy, it is wet, and it smells like the smoke of your past battles. That is the weight of having to be the strong one. That is the burden of holding it together when everyone else was falling apart. Now, in your mind, I want you to see yourself simply unbuttoning that coat. Hear the heavy thud as it hits the floor behind you. Feel the air hitting your back for the first time in years. You do not need to carry that anymore. The commander has blown the whistle. Training is over. You do not need the weight to prove you are strong anymore. I know you're expecting to feel ecstatic right now. You thought that when the breakthrough finally came, you would be dancing. But instead, you feel strange. You feel numb, maybe even a little empty. And that scares you. You are wondering, why am I not happy? Is something wrong with me? Is this a sign that it is not real? Listen to me. You are not depressed, and you are not ungrateful. You are in a state of quiet shock. It is what soldiers experience when the guns finally stop firing. Your nervous system has been running on adrenaline and cortisol for so long that it does not know how to process safety. You are so used to the noise of battle that the silence of victory feels deafening. Do not let the enemy use this silence to lie to you. This numbness is not a lack of faith. It is your spirit detoxing from the trauma. You are safe to rest now. This is why you must stay with me until the very last second of this message. This is not just a video you watch and scroll past. This is a spiritual procedure. In the next few minutes, we are going to walk through the Shalom protocol to recover everything you lost with interest. We are going to expose the phantom echoes that will try to trick you in the next 40 days. And at the very end, we are going to perform a sealing ceremony to lock this victory in the courts of heaven so it can never be stolen again. If you leave before the seal is set, you leave the door unlatched. Do not take that risk. You have fought too hard to lose it now because of impatience. You need to understand the legal ground you are standing on. This is not about luck. This is not about the stars aligning. This is about a verdict. The Bible gives us a glimpse of this legal reality in the book of Nahum, chapter 1, verse 9. It says, "What do ye imagine against the Lord? He will make an utter end. Affliction shall not rise up the second time." Notice the language. He will make an utter end. In the original Hebrew context, this was a judicial decree. It means the case is closed with prejudice. When a judge dismisses a case with prejudice, it means the accuser is legally forbidden from ever bringing that same charge against you again. If they try, they are in contempt of court. That is what happened to your struggle. God did not just pause the affliction, He issued a permanent restraining order against it. It legally cannot rise up a second time. But here is the danger. Most chosen ones misunderstand why the verdict was issued. And because they misunderstand it, they accidentally invite the enemy back in. You see, you probably think this cycle ended because you finally suffered enough. You think God looked at your pain, felt bad for you, and decided to let you out of the cage because you served your time. That is a dangerous lie. If you believe your freedom is based on how much you suffered, then you will subconsciously look for suffering to maintain your freedom. You need to know the real reason the cycle broke. It has nothing to do with time, and it has nothing to do with pity. The reason you will never go through that again is far more shocking. It is because you accidentally changed your spiritual address, and the enemy is still knocking at a door where you no longer live. Let me explain exactly what I mean by changing your spiritual address, because this is the single most important concept for your permanent freedom. If you miss this, you will spend the rest of your life waiting for the other shoe to drop. You see, the biggest trap for a chosen one who has just come out of a long season of suffering is the belief that the test ended because of time. You tell yourself, I went through 10 years of pain, so I have paid my dues. I endured the loneliness. I survived the betrayal, and I outlasted the lack. Therefore, God is releasing me because I served my sentence. It feels logical. It feels fair. But it is dangerously wrong. If you believe your breakthrough is a reward for your endurance, then you are subconsciously operating under a prison mindset. In prison, you get released because your time is up. But if you commit a crime again, or if the judge changes his mind, you can go back. This is why you feel that low-level anxiety humming in the background of your spirit right now. You are terrified that this freedom is just parole. You are afraid that if you make one mistake, or if God decides you need more character development, the suffering will return. I am here to break that lie right now. The suffering did not end because you put in the time. It ended because you are no longer the person who was compatible with that suffering. Think about a radio station. For years, your life was tuned to the frequency of struggle. Let us call it 99.9, the victim station. On that frequency, the only songs that play are songs of betrayal, lack, and confusion. You prayed for the music to stop. You fasted for the music to change. But as long as your dial was tuned to 99.9, you kept receiving that signal. What happened to you recently is not that the station went off the air. The enemy is still broadcasting his lies. The world is still full of chaos. But you, through the fire of your trial, have shifted your dial. You have tuned into 101.5, the victory station. The reason you will never go through that again is simply a matter of physics. You are now vibrating at a frequency where that specific type of trauma cannot exist. It is a frequency mismatch. The enemy is currently sending his usual attacks to your old address. He is mailing the depression to the version of you that used to live in despair. He is mailing the poverty to the version of you that used to accept lack. But the package is being returned to sender with a stamp that says, "Resident no longer lives here." This is why you feel that strange detachment I mentioned earlier. You can see the chaos around you, but you cannot feel it inside you anymore. You have outgrown the container of your old life. The universe cannot force a college student back into kindergarten. It is not just unlikely. It is impossible. This brings us to the legal foundation of your safety. We need to go deeper into the book of Nahum, chapter 1, verse 9. I quoted it earlier, but we need to unpack the context because it holds the key to your peace of mind. The verse says, Affliction shall not rise up the second time. Now, many people quote this as a hopeful wish. They say it like a lucky charm. But Nahum was not writing a greeting card. He was a prophet delivering a death sentence to the city of Nineveh. Context is everything. Nineveh was a brutal, violent empire that had oppressed God's people for generations. Years before Nahum, the prophet Jonah had gone to Nineveh, and the people repented for a short time. But then they went back to their old ways. They thought they could cycle in and out of judgment. They thought God was soft. So when Nahum arrived, he was not bringing a warning. He was bringing a verdict of total annihilation. When he said, "Affliction shall not rise up the second time," he was speaking to the enemies of God. He was saying, "I am not going to punish you and then let you recover. I am going to destroy the very foundation of your existence so that you cannot rebuild. I am making an utter end of you." Apply this to your life right now. The affliction that has chased you, whether it was a spirit of poverty, a cycle of narcissistic abuse, or a generational curse of sickness, that affliction is the Nineveh in your story. God is not saying he will pause the attack. He is saying he has destroyed the root system of that attack. He has poured concrete over the grave of that trauma. For that affliction to rise up a second time, it would have to break through the seal of the Almighty, and that is impossible. The legal term for this is res judicata. It is a Latin legal principle which means a matter that has been adjudicated by a competent court and may not be pursued further by the same parties. Your case is res judicata. It is settled. It is finished. So, I want you to perform a mental action with me right now. Close your eyes for a moment if you can, or just focus your mind if you are driving. Picture that specific cycle of pain that has tormented you. Maybe it looks like a person, maybe it looks like a mountain, or a dark cloud. Now, imagine a massive gavel coming down from the sky. It hits the ground between you and that pain with a thunderous boom that shakes the earth. When the dust settles, see a deep, impassable chasm where the ground split. That pain is on the other side. It is screaming, it is trying to reach you, but it cannot cross the chasm. You are on the side of the new. Take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, simply say in your mind, "It is settled." Feel that shift in your solar plexus. That is the anchor of truth dropping into your spirit. You are not waiting for the other shoe to drop. You are walking on new ground. But now that we have established that the enemy cannot legally touch you, and that the cycle is permanently broken, we are left with a massive question. A question that might make you angry if we do not address it. What about the time you lost? What about the years the locusts ate? What about the money that was stolen, the reputation that was ruined, and the youth that was spent in the wilderness? Is it enough to just be free? Or is there something more? You see, in the justice system of heaven, exoneration is only the first step. When a prisoner is found innocent after years of wrongful imprisonment, the court does not just open the gate and say, "Good luck." No. The court owes that prisoner a debt. There is a legal protocol for restoration. It is not enough for the enemy to simply stop attacking you. He owes you back pay. And I am not talking about getting back exactly what you lost. I am talking about a divine calculation that includes interest, damages, and emotional distress. There is a specific ancient protocol for this, hidden in the Hebrew language, and it is the key to your next season of wealth and abundance. This ancient protocol is found in the book of Joel, chapter 2, verse 25. You have likely heard this verse 1,000 times in church. It says, "And I will restore to you the years that the locust has eaten, the cankerworm, and the caterpillar, and the palmer worm. It sounds beautiful, but the English translation hides the legal power of what God is actually promising. The word translated as restore is the Hebrew word shalom. It is spelled shin, lamed, mem. And shalom does not just mean to give back what was taken. That is a weak understanding. If I steal $100 from you and 10 years later I give you back $100, have I restored you? No, because you lost the use of that money for 10 years. You lost the investment potential, you lost the peace of mind. In modern law and in biblical law, restoration requires interest. It requires penalty. Shalom means to make whole, to finish, to complete, and to make restitution. It implies that the restoration must leave you better off than you were before the theft occurred. It is the same root word for shalom, which means peace. Do you see the connection? You cannot have true peace until the debt has been paid. God is not promising to just give you back your old life. He is promising shalom. He is promising a restitution so massive that it covers the interest on your suffering. So how do you activate this? You cannot just sit and wait for a check in the mail. You must initiate the Shalom protocol. This is a 3-step spiritual process that shifts you from a victim of theft to a recipient of divine settlement. The first step is the audit. In the spirit realm, you cannot claim what you have not identified. The enemy thrives when you are vague. If you just say, "God, I lost a lot of time," that is a complaint, not a claim. You need to be specific. Right now, I want you to do this audit with me. You can do this while you are listening. I want you to mentally walk into the evidence room of your life. Look at the shelves where the enemy has stored what he stole from you. Do not just look at the money. Look deeper. Did he steal your confidence in your 20s? Did he steal your trust in people through a betrayal in your 30s? Did he steal the innocence of your childhood? Did he steal your professional reputation? Identify exactly what the locusts ate. Name it. Was it 3 years of depression? Was it a business idea that someone else took credit for? Bring these items to the front of your mind. Do not look at them with grief. Look at them like an insurance adjuster making a list. These are not losses anymore. These are line items on an invoice. The second step is the demand. In the courts of heaven, a closed mouth signifies a waived right. If you do not demand restitution, the court assumes you are fine with the loss. You must shift your prayer language from begging to decreeing. A beggar says, "God, please help me. I have lost so much." A son or daughter with a legal verdict says, "Father, based on the blood of Jesus and the promise of Shalom, I demand a 7-fold return for every year the enemy occupied my territory." This is scriptural. Proverbs 6:31 says that if a thief be found, he must restore 7-fold. You have found the thief. You know it was the enemy. Now you must demand the payout. The third step is the receipt. This is the hardest part for chosen ones. You must prepare your spirit for acceleration. Shalom does not happen in linear time. If you lost 10 years, God does not take 10 years to pay you back. He compresses 10 years of blessing into 1 year of overflow. You have to be ready for things to happen fast. You have to be ready for doors to fly open that have been rusted shut for decades. This brings me to a story that will show you exactly what Shalom looks like in the real world. Let me tell you about a woman we will call Sarah. 2 years ago, Sarah was in the darkest valley of her life. She was a high-performing executive, a chosen one who operated with integrity. But within 24 months, she was fired from 3 different jobs. Not because she was incompetent, but because she was targeted. Every time she stood up for truth, the system spat her out. By the third firing, she was broken. She had burned through her savings. She was facing foreclosure. She felt humiliated. She sat in her car in the parking lot of that third company, holding a box of her belongings, and she screamed at God. She said, "I stayed faithful. I did everything right. Why is this happening?" For months, she sat in depression, replaying the trauma. She was vibrating at the frequency of the victim. But then, she discovered the truth about Shalom. She realized that those companies did not just take her salary, they tried to take her destiny. So she did the audit. She calculated the lost wages, yes, but she also calculated the emotional distress and the damage to her name. She stopped praying, "God, please, give me a job." She started praying, "Father, I demand Shalom. I demand a position that compensates me for the humiliation." 40 days later, Sarah got a phone call from a competitor of the company that just fired her. They had not posted a job opening. The CEO just felt led to call her because he had heard of her integrity. They did not offer her a job. They created a new department for her. The starting salary was double what she was making at the job she lost. And here is the Shalom part, the interest. They gave her a signing bonus that was the exact amount of the debt she had accumulated during her unemployment. In one day, God restored the years the locusts had eaten. She did not just get her career back. She was propelled 5 years ahead of where she would have been if she had never been fired. That is Shalom. That is what is waiting for you. So right now, as a prophetic act of agreement, if you are in a safe place to do so, I want you to type the word Shalom in the comments, or simply declare it out loud. Say, "I demand Shalom." Do not type it as a wish. Type it as a signature on a legal document. You are notifying the spirit realm that you know your rights. You are serving notice to the enemy that the interest bill is due. However, as you stand here ready to receive this overflow, I have to warn you. There is a reason why many chosen ones get the verdict, but never see the payout. There is a hidden sabotage mechanism that activates right at the moment of breakthrough. You might think you are ready for peace. You might think you are ready for a life without struggle. But there is a dark truth about your psychology that we need to confront. A part of you, a deep, wounded part of you, does not actually want peace. It is addicted to the chaos. And if we do not heal that addiction right now, you will subconsciously burn down the blessing the moment it arrives. Let us be honest with each other. This is the part of the conversation that nobody wants to have. We love to talk about the breakthrough. We love to talk about the restitution. But we rarely talk about the dark, uncomfortable reason why so many chosen ones walk right past their open door and circle back into the wilderness. You say you want peace. You pray for peace. You cry out for the storm to stop. But have you noticed what happens the moment the storm actually stops? Have you noticed what happens when you have a week where nothing goes wrong, when no one is attacking you? When there is no financial emergency, when your phone is quiet, you do not feel relief. You feel bored, and then that boredom turns into a low-grade anxiety. You start checking your phone, looking for a crisis. You start picking fights with people you love, just to create a little bit of friction. You start worrying about problems that have not even happened yet, just to give your brain something to solve. Why do you do this? Why does a prisoner who has been set free stand at the gate and look back at the cell with longing? It is because you are addicted to the chaos. This is not a judgment. It is a psychological and spiritual fact. When you have been in survival mode for years, your body becomes chemically dependent on cortisol and adrenaline. You identify as a warrior. You identify as a survivor. You identify as the one who fixes the mess. That is your value. That is your identity. So when the mess is gone, when the war is over, a terrifying question rises up in your soul. Who am I if I am not fighting? If I am not the one holding everything together, do I even matter? The enemy knows this, and he whispers this to you in the silence. Listen closely, because you have heard this voice before. It says, "You are not important without the crisis. Without your suffering, you are just ordinary. If you accept this peace, you will lose your edge. You will become weak. You will become invisible." He tells you that peace is dangerous and that chaos is safe, because at least in the chaos, you know the rules. In the chaos, you know who you are. We see this exact shadow play out in the book of Exodus. The Israelites had just been delivered from 400 years of brutal slavery. They had seen the Red Sea part. They were walking toward a land flowing with milk and honey. They were free. But the moment they hit the wilderness, the moment the adrenaline of the escape wore off, what did they do? They did not celebrate. They complained. In Numbers chapter 11, they said, "We remember the fish which we did eat in Egypt freely, the cucumbers and the melons and the leeks and the onions and the garlic." Think about that. They were remembering the food of their slavery. They were romanticizing the place where they were beaten and abused. Why? Because slavery was predictable. Freedom was terrifying. In Egypt, they had onions, but they had chains. In the wilderness, they had manna from heaven, but they had to trust God every single day. They preferred the certainty of their pain over the uncertainty of their promise. And that is exactly where you are standing right now. You are standing on the border of your promised land, but your heart is looking back at Egypt because you miss the onions. You miss the familiarity of the struggle. This addiction to chaos is the open door. It is the vulnerability that the enemy is targeting. And this leads us to the most important revelation of this entire message. This is the twist that changes everything. This is the key that unlocks the cage you did not even know you were still in. You are feeling anxiety right now. You are feeling fear. You are feeling a sense of impending doom, and you have interpreted these feelings as a new attack. You think the enemy is launching a fresh wave of warfare against you. You think, "Oh no, here it comes again. It is starting over." I am here to tell you that you are wrong. What you are feeling right now is not a new attack. It is not a new cycle. It is a phantom echo. In medicine, there is a condition called phantom limb pain. When a soldier loses an arm or a leg in battle, the limb is gone. It is physically not there. But the nerves in the brain are still wired to receive signals from that limb. So the soldier will feel excruciating pain in a hand that does not exist. He will feel an itch on a foot that is no longer there. The pain feels 100% real. The brain is firing real pain signals. But the source of the pain is gone. It is a ghost. It is a memory trapped in the nervous system. Chosen one, hear this in your spirit. The enemy that tormented you is gone. The legal right he had to afflict you has been severed. The limb has been cut off. But your spiritual nervous system is still firing. Your mind is so used to the pattern of attack that it is creating a phantom simulation of the attack. That anxiety you woke up with this morning, that was a phantom ache. That sudden wave of fear that hit you when you looked at your bank account, that was a phantom itch. That feeling that everyone is talking about you, That was a phantom pain. The enemy is not doing that to you. Your own unhealed memory is doing that to you. You are reacting to a ghost. You are fighting a war that ended weeks ago. This is why you have not been able to break through. You cannot fight a phantom with a sword. You cannot cast out a memory. If you try to fight a phantom echo as if it were a real demon, you just exhaust yourself. You start swinging at the air. And the enemy loves this. He loves watching you fight yourself. He does not even have to lift a finger. He just watches you react to the echoes of his old work. You need to realize that the sensation of danger is not proof of danger. Just because you feel fear does not mean you are unsafe. It just means you are healing. When the nerves start to rewire after an amputation, it is painful. When the feeling comes back to a limb that has been asleep, it tingles and burns. That is what is happening to you. You are coming back to life. You are waking up from the numbness of survival mode, and the pain you feel is the sensation of your spiritual nerves coming back online. So how do we stop this? How do we silence the echo so you can actually enjoy the peace? We have to do a somatic release. We have to retrain your brain to recognize that the limb is gone. I want you to do this with me right now. It is a mental action, but it has a physical effect. I want you to locate that feeling of anxiety or heaviness in your body. Maybe it is a knot in your stomach. Maybe it is a tightness in your chest. Maybe it is a buzzing in your head. Do not fight it. Do not try to pray it away. Just look at it. Now, I want you to speak to that sensation in your mind. I want you to label it. Say to it, "You are not a monster. You are a memory. You are an echo. You are a ghost." Now, imagine that there is a cord connecting that feeling to a dark cloud in your past. That cloud is the old cycle. That cloud is Egypt. See that cord pulsing with dark energy, sending these phantom signals into your body. Now, in your imagination, I want you to visualize a pair of golden scissors. These are the scissors of the Holy Spirit. Take those scissors in your mind, and on the count of 3, I want you to cut that cord. 1. You are acknowledging that the war is over. 2. You are refusing to be addicted to the chaos anymore. 3. Cut it. See the cord snap. Watch the end of it recoil back into the past. And watch the end that is attached to you wither and dissolve. The signal has been cut. The line is dead. Take a deep breath. Do you feel that? The silence is different now. It is not empty. It is clean. You have disconnected the neural pathway that kept you tied to the trauma. You have told your spirit that it is safe to stand down, but you must remain vigilant. Because while the connection is cut, the enemy is not going to give up easily. He knows he cannot legally touch you anymore. He knows he cannot drag you back to Egypt by force. So he has to trick you into walking back voluntarily. He has to use deception to make you believe that the phantom echo is real. These echoes are not random. They are not just vague feelings of anxiety. The enemy has designed a specific sequence of deceptions to target you in this exact season. In the next 40 days, as you walk into your new timeline, these echoes are going to manifest in 7 very specific forms. They will look like real problems. They will look like real people. They will look like real crises. But they are holograms, and if you know what they look like before they arrive, you can walk right through them. If you do not know them, you will stop and fight them, and you will get trapped in the phantom war all over again. This is your official intelligence briefing. We are entering a 40-day window of high alert. In the Bible, the number 40 always represents a period of testing and transition. It rained for 40 days during the flood. Goliath taunted Israel for 40 days before David stepped up. Jesus was in the wilderness for 40 days before his ministry began. You have just stepped out of your wilderness, but you are not yet fully established in your promised land. You are in the transition zone, and this is where the enemy is most desperate. He knows he cannot drag you back to the cage by force, so he has to trick you into walking back voluntarily. The Apostle Peter gave us the strategy for this exact season in 1 Peter chapter 5, verse 8. He said, "Be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about, seeking whom he may devour." Notice the word vigilant. It comes from the Greek word gregoreo, which means to watch, to give strict attention to, and to be cautious. It does not mean to be afraid. It means to be aware. A soldier who is vigilant is not panicking in the trench. He is calmly scanning the horizon because he knows the enemy's tactics. For the next 40 days, the enemy is going to project 7 specific phantom echoes onto the screen of your life. These are holograms designed to trigger your old trauma response. If you react to them, you realign with the old timeline. If you recognize them as echoes and walk through them, they dissolve. The first form of the phantom echo is what I call the familiar crisis. This usually happens within the first 7 days of your breakthrough. You will experience a minor inconvenience. Maybe your car makes a strange noise. Maybe you receive an unexpected bill for a small amount. Maybe an appliance breaks in your house. In reality, on a scale of 1 to 10, this is a level 2 problem. It is annoying, but it is fixable. However, because you are suffering from spiritual survivor guilt and phantom pain, your emotional reaction will be a level 10. You will feel that familiar drop in your stomach. Your hands will start to shake. Your mind will instantly spiral into catastrophe. You will think, "Here we go again. I knew it was too good to be true. I knew I would never get ahead." The enemy is trying to trick you into declaring a state of emergency when there is no emergency. He wants you to agree with the spirit of poverty. He wants you to speak the words, "I can never win." The moment you say those words, you give the phantom echo a body. You make it real. So, how do you defeat this? You use the scale test. When the crisis hits, freeze. Do not react. Do not call anyone to complain. Take a mental step back and look at the situation like a stranger. Ask yourself, is this a disaster, or is this just an inconvenience? Is this really the end of the world, or is it just a flat tire? By labeling it correctly, you strip the echo of its power. You refuse to give a level 10 reaction to a level 2 problem. You tell the enemy, "I see what you are doing. You are trying to trigger my trauma response, but I am not that person anymore. I will handle this, but I will not panic over this." The second form of the phantom echo strikes when your guard is down. It is the dream attack. Over the next few weeks, you may start having vivid, recurring dreams where you are back in the place of your trauma. You might dream that you are living in your childhood home where you were abused. You might dream that you are back in the relationship with the narcissist who broke you. You might dream that you are back at the job that fired you. In the dream, the feelings of helplessness and entrapment will feel 100% real. You will wake up with your heart racing, sweating, feeling like you have lost all your progress. You will think, "Oh God, am I still there? Did I imagine my freedom?" The enemy uses these dreams to try and re-anchor your subconscious mind to the old timeline. He wants you to wake up and carry the heaviness of the dream into your day. He wants you to wake up feeling like a victim. Here is the counter-strategy. You must perform a prophetic act of waking. When you wake up from that dream, do not just lie there and let the fear soak into you. Immediately sit up in your spirit. In your mind, visualize yourself standing at the front door of that old house or that old life you just dreamt about. See yourself holding a massive set of keys. These are the keys to your new life. Look at that old house and say, "I do not live here anymore. I am just a visitor observing a ruin." Then, in your imagination, turn your back on it and walk away. Do not analyze the dream. Do not try to figure out what it means. It means nothing. It is a desperate attempt to drag you back. By turning your back on it, you break the tether. The third form is perhaps the most cunning of them all. It is the bait person. This almost always happens when you finally reach a place of emotional stability. You have finally stopped crying over the past. You have finally started to focus on your future. And then, out of nowhere, your phone lights up. It is them, the ex who walked away, the friend who betrayed you, the family member who stopped talking to you when you set a boundary. They will reach out with something innocent, a text that says, "I was just thinking about you," or "I miss our talks." Or maybe they will come with a crisis, needing your help. Your heart will leap. You will think, maybe they have changed. Maybe God is restoring this relationship. Maybe they finally see my worth. Listen to me. This is not restoration. This is a phantom echo. In the spirit realm, when you cut a soul tie with a toxic person or a draining situation, you cut off their food supply. You were their battery. You were the source of their narcissistic supply. When you healed, you unplugged the cord. They are reaching out now, not because they love you, but because they are hungry. They can feel the shift in the spirit. They sense that you are slipping away from their control, and they are sent by the enemy to reattach the hook before you get too far. If you engage with the bait person, even just to tell them off, even just to explain how much they hurt you, you lose. Because you have opened the door. You have given them access to your energy. The only way to win this confrontation is through the dead phone protocol. In your mind, visualize that relationship as a phone line that has been disconnected. When they call, there is no ring. There is no voicemail. There is just silence. You do not need to explain yourself. You do not need closure. Your closure is the fact that you are free. Do not take the bait. These first three forms are external. You can see them coming. You can identify the flat tire, the bad dream, or the text message. But the fourth form is the most dangerous because it does not look like an attack. It does not look like an enemy. It sounds exactly like your own voice, and it attacks the one thing you are trying so hard to build. It attacks your new identity. The fourth form is the imposter syndrome, and it is the assassin of the group. The first three forms attack your circumstances, but this one attacks your identity. In the coming days, you will wake up feeling great, and suddenly a voice in your head will whisper, "You are a fraud. You have not really changed. You are just pretending to be healed." Look at you. You are still struggling with the same thoughts. Who do you think you are calling yourself a chosen one? This voice sounds exactly like you. It uses your vocabulary. It knows your deepest insecurities. But it is not you. It is the echo of the accuser trying to get you to surrender your badge. It wants you to agree that you are broken so that you stop walking as if you are whole. If you listen to this voice, you will self-sabotage. You will destroy your own blessings just to prove the voice right. To complete your intelligence briefing, let me quickly list the final three forms so you can spot them immediately. Form number 5 is the comparison trap. You will see someone else get the exact blessing you are waiting for, and the enemy will whisper, "See, God forgot you." Form number 6 is the somatic echo. This is when your body creates a physical symptom of your old stress, like a migraine or back pain, even though you are healthy. It is your body remembering the trauma. And form number 7 is false nostalgia. This is when you suddenly start missing the good times with toxic people, completely forgetting the abuse. Now that you have the map of the minefield, you need a way to diffuse the mines. You cannot just pray for them to go away. You need to renew your mind. Romans chapter 12, verse 2 is the manual for this. It says, "And be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind." Note that God does not renew your mind for you. He saves your spirit, but He commands you to renew your mind. It is an active process. To do this, I am giving you a tool called the Neuro-Spiritual Reset. This is a 3-step formula you can use in 3 seconds to shut down any phantom echo. The steps are recognize, relabel, and redirect. Step 1 is recognize. When the fear hits, or when the imposter voice speaks, do not engage with the content. Do not argue with it. Just pause and say to yourself, "I recognize this. This is a phantom echo." By naming it, you separate yourself from it. You are the observer, not the victim. Step 2 is relabel. You must change the definition of the feeling. If you feel anxiety, do not call it anxiety. Call it detox. Say to yourself, "My nervous system is detoxing from the old timeline." This is not danger. This is healing. When you change the label, you change your body's chemical reaction to it. Step 3 is redirect. You must immediately shift your mental focus to a new truth. Do not try to empty your mind. You must fill it. Replace the lie with the legal verdict we established earlier. Say, "I am legally free. The debt is paid." Let me tell you about a man named David to show you how this works in real time. David had been stuck in a poverty cycle for 10 years. Every time he saved money, his car would break down. He finally broke the curse through prayer and hard work. But 2 weeks into his financial freedom, his check engine light came on. Immediately, the phantom echo hit him. His heart stopped. The voice screamed, "Here we go again. You will always be broke." He almost called his mechanic in a panic. He almost cancelled a family trip he had planned. But he stopped. He used the reset. First, he recognized. He said, "This is form number 1, the familiar crisis. This is not a catastrophe. It is a car part." Second, he relabeled. He said, "This is not an attack. This is just a maintenance issue. I have the money to pay for this now." Third, he redirected. He visualized himself paying the bill with ease and driving away peacefully. Instead of spiraling into a week of depression, he handled the problem in 1 hour. The echo dissolved because he refused to give it power. That is the power of the renewed mind. It turns a potential crisis into a non-event. You now have the weapons to defend yourself against the ghosts of the past. You know how to spot them, and you know how to shut them down. But defense is only half the battle. If you want to secure this new timeline forever, you cannot just play defense. You need to set up a perimeter. You need a rule of law that governs your new territory so that the enemy knows he is not allowed to even approach the border. There is a specific protocol for protecting your new season, a rule that separates the wise from the foolish. If you break this rule, you inadvertently open the gates to the very things you just escaped. The rule that will protect your new timeline is called the 3-circle rule, New Season Edition. Most chosen ones fail to keep their breakthrough because they try to pour new wine into old wineskins. You try to bring everyone from your past into your future, and that is a mathematical impossibility. Your future is built on a different frequency, and if you bring low-frequency connections into high-frequency territory, you will crash the system. So, for the next 40 days, you must enforce a strict perimeter around your spirit using 3 concentric circles. Circle 3 is the outer ring. This is the crowd. These are the people who watch you but do not know you. In this season, the rule for Circle 3 is silence. Do not announce your victory on social media yet. Do not broadcast your new job, your new relationship, or your financial breakthrough to the public. The seed needs darkness to germinate. If you expose it to the harsh light of public opinion too early, the jealousy of others will act like a frost that kills the harvest. Circle 2 is the inner ring. This is your tribe, your friends, and your family. And this is where it gets painful. The rule for Circle 2 is discernment. Just because someone was with you in your Egypt does not mean they have a passport for your promised land. There are people who loved you when you were broken because your brokenness made them feel superior. They were comfortable with the victim version of you, but they will be intimidated by the victorious version of you. You do not have to cut them off with a fight. You just have to restrict their access. Do not share the intimate details of your new vision with them. They will try to talk you out of it, not because they are evil, but because they are afraid of your growth. Circle 1 is the center. This is the sanctuary. In this season, Circle 1 contains only 2 beings, you and God. That is it. For 40 days, you need to incubate your new identity in this secret place. You need to become so solid in who you are that no one's opinion can shake you. This brings us to the biblical foundation of this protection strategy. It is found in Isaiah chapter 43, verses 18 and 19. God says, "Remember ye not the former things, neither consider the things of old. Behold, I will do a new thing." We read this verse all the time, but we miss the warning in it. God is not just saying, "Do not worry about the past." He is saying, if you focus on the past, you stop the new thing from happening. We see this pattern perfectly in the story of Lot's wife. Angels were dragging her and her family out of Sodom before the fire fell. They gave her one specific instruction: do not look back. That was the condition of her survival. But as she was running towards safety, she turned her head to look at the burning city, and in that instant, she turned into a pillar of salt. Why salt? Salt is a preservative. It freezes things in time. When she looked back, she was trying to preserve a connection to a season that God was destroying. She wanted to be saved, but she also wanted to keep her emotional tie to the toxicity. And because she was divided, she calcified. She became a monument to stagnation. Chosen one, hear me loud and clear. You cannot look back at the people who hurt you and wonder what they are doing. You cannot look back at the opportunities you missed and wonder what if. If you look back, you turn to salt. You freeze right at the border of your breakthrough. To protect this timeline, you must be willing to let the old city burn. Let the old reputation burn. Let the old need for approval burn. Do not try to save what God is destroying. This leads us to the final, necessary death. The death of your old identity. The reason you will never go through that again is because the person who went through it is dead. The victim is dead. The borrower is dead. The one who begged for love is dead. You are not a survivor anymore. You are a ruler. You are not a recovering patient. You are a healer. We are about to enter the final phase of this procedure. We are about to go before the Supreme Court of Heaven to seal this verdict. This is not just a prayer. This is a coronation. But before we go in, I need to ask you a question, and I need an honest answer. Are you truly ready to be free? I know you said yes quickly, but think about it. Being free means you have no one left to blame. Being free means you are 100% responsible for your destiny. Being free means you can no longer use your trauma as an excuse for why you are not succeeding. It is terrifying. It is heavy. But it is glorious. If you are ready to sign your name on the decree of liberation, if you are ready to shut the door on the past and weld it shut forever, then we are going to do it right now. We are going to seal the Shalom Protocol. We are going to seal the Neuro Reset. We are going to seal the three-circle rule, and we are going to command the universe to align with your new frequency. Wherever you are, if it is safe to do so, I want you to shift your body posture. If you are sitting, sit up straight. If you are lying down, stand up in your spirit. If you are driving, grip the wheel with the authority of a king or queen. Pull your shoulders back, lift your chin. You are not walking into this courtroom as a beggar. You are walking in as a son, as a daughter, as an heir to the throne. The gallery is watching. The cloud of witnesses is watching. The enemy is watching. Let us end this. We are crossing the threshold now. This is the moment of execution. Do not just listen to my voice. Engage your spirit. Visualize yourself standing in the center of a great courtroom. The cloud of witnesses is in the stands. The judge of all the earth is seated. The books are open. We are here to officially record your exit from the cycle of trauma and your entry into the season of restitution. By the authority of the Ancient of Days, and under the covering of the blood that speaks better things than the blood of Abel, I convene this spiritual court to issue a final decree over your life. Father, I present to you this chosen one. You have seen their journey. You have counted every tear stored in the bottle. You saw them when they were wearing the coat of lead, carrying burdens that did not belong to them. You saw them in the nights of silent shock, wondering if they were forgotten. You saw them fight the addiction to chaos, and you saw them choose peace. Today, they stand before you not as a victim, but as a graduate. They have passed the test. Therefore, as a prophetic witness, I now seal the work that has been done in this session. I seal the Shalom Protocol over their timeline. I command the years that the locust, the cankerworm, and the caterpillar have eaten to be restored sevenfold. I declare that the interest on their suffering is now due and payable. Let the resources, the opportunities, and the connections that were stolen be returned with supernatural acceleration. I decree that the check is in the mail of the Spirit, and it is clearing right now. I seal the neuro-spiritual reset over their mind. I bind the voice of the imposter syndrome. I silence the phantom echoes. I sever the neural pathways that are addicted to drama, and I release the peace that surpasses all understanding to guard their heart and mind. I declare that when the enemy knocks at the old address, no one will answer, because the resident has moved. I seal the three-circle rule over their relationships. I draw a line of fire around their sanctuary. I command the spirit of discernment to activate at the gate of their life. I block every saboteur, every spy, and every energy vampire from entering their inner circle. I declare that their new season is hidden in the shadow of the Almighty, protected from the jealousy of the crowd. I specifically invoke the verdict of Nahum 1 verse 9. I declare res judicata over their affliction. It has been judged, it has been settled. It is forbidden by the supreme law of heaven to rise up a second time. The case is closed with prejudice. Chosen one, lift your head in the spirit. Receive this commissioning. You are no longer a prisoner of war. You are a general in the kingdom. You are not defined by what you survived. You are defined by what you are building. Do not look back at the burning city. Do not mourn the onions of Egypt. Your manna is here. Your land is here. I ask you now, one last time, to ratify this decree with your own will. Do you accept this freedom? Do you accept this restitution? Do you vow to walk in this new identity from this second forward? If your answer is yes, then shout yes in the silence of your heart. Let it be recorded. Let it be established. The seal is set. The door is welded shut. You are dismissed from the wilderness. It is done.